Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys if you can hear me. Hey Walter. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you could hear me. We've been having major internet issues at the shop, and that's why I'm here in the bike laboratory. The secret hidden bike laboratory. So if somebody can give me a thumbs up, let me know if you guys can hear me, and yeah, we'll get going from there. But anyways, yeah, so the internet is down at the shop, and so I was trying to do it from my phone from the shop, but there's not enough cell phone reception there to do it from my phone. So I had to run back to the bike laboratory, as you can see. So anyways, I thought tonight we would just do kind of like a shorter live. Still wanted to connect with you guys and say what's up and answer some questions if you guys had any, and just kind of update you guys on. Cool. Thanks, Walter. Thanks for chiming in, and good to see you here. Hey Debbie, what's up? No news on accessories yet. I'm still it's slow news for the M635. I know you're you're looking at the Bafang torque sensing M635. I know it's hurry up and wait for me. I'm so excited, and I asked like, can you get this, and everybody, all my suppliers, they take their time and they wait, and sometimes it's a week, it's 2 weeks, sometimes depending on the suppliers. Usually my Bafang supplier is really fast. So yeah, so if you're just joining us, Benji, the streams, we have no internet at the shop, so that's why we weren't doing a live last week, because we just don't have internet. That's a whole weird story. I guess we were never supposed to have internet at the shop because the internet provider we had doesn't have a permit, but they did it anyways, and then they figured out that they weren't supposed to be doing internet there, and they disconnected it without telling me. And so we haven't had internet for over a week now, coming up on 2 weeks. And my hotspot for my phone does not work because my cell service there is not the greatest. So I tried to just do a live from my phone there, but it didn't work. So I'm doing a live from here. Shane is not going to be here. Obviously, there's not enough room for here. So I'm just going to do a short version. Next week, hopefully we'll be back with the normal live stream. It actually wasn't Comcast shenanigans for once. It was Quantum Fiber shenanigans, which is weird, which is CenturyLink. But anyways, yeah, no news with the Bafang motors, the M635, no new accessories. I do have extension cables. I've had those for a little bit. So if you guys are trying to put the M635s on like a trike or a tandem or something, I do have the wiring harness extension cables, which is good, but I don't have the speed sensor extension cables, which a lot of times you need those with tandems and trikes and things. So, cool. Thanks, Benji. Glad you got your order. Glad we got it all straightened out and got you what you wanted. And yeah, sweet. We always try to, I try to do my best to ship as fast as possible. I was thinking about that today, where I'm like, a lot of times I lose money on shipping, but because it's like a difference between like $1 or $2 between 7 to 8 days and 2 to 3 days. And it's like, yes, I could probably save $1 or $2 every shipment, but I'd much rather have people get their stuff within a day or two or faster. Some stuff I can't do fast, like UPS shipping with batteries. I can only go ground. I can't expedite that stuff, but yeah, always try to do as fast as shipping as possible, and try not to take too big of a loss on the shipping, but whatever. Nightbot is working, it looks like. Nightbot's there. Nightbot, you're so right. You should like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you like this channel. If you find what we do here at the channel helpful, which is the whole point of the channel, is to be helpful. So hopefully we're doing our job. But I did want to touch base with, man, I was super excited. I don't know if any of you guys came out to the One Moto Show last weekend. Oh, it was over a week ago now. Wow, yeah, we missed the last stream. Portland, Oregon, it was a 3-day event. It was the One Moto Show. Super cool. They accepted my motorcycle to be shown there. And So my electric motorcycle conversion was on display all weekend. So awesome. It was definitely the crudest build there, but I'm, whatever. I'm not, no shame in it. Whatever. The next build, which is back there, I already got the next build going, is going to be a lot better. Mark my words. I'm going to put a lot more time and effort into making it look clean, because we all know that that's part of the equation. It should be safe, but it also needs to look clean if people want to adopt it. But I think, my total conversion cost of that motorcycle was slightly over $2,000, which you cannot buy you can't buy any electric motorcycle, even like the Rived, which is a big one. They're coming in hot. Those are still $8,000-$9,000. You cannot buy an electric motorcycle for $2,000. And I personally like this, like the way that these, old classic motorcycles look. And so I really think that's going to be the next thing. So next year, my wife actually got the itch. She had a blast with this, and she got a motorcycle too. So she wants to convert a motorcycle into an electric one. So hopefully next year we'll have 2 motorcycles at the show, but we'll see. But it was really cool. I got to meet another person who converted a motorcycle. It was an old Honda 160. Got to talk with him super briefly. I thought I was going to talk with him again, but he's got a YouTube channel on here too, I saw. And his motorcycle build got a lot of views, so I need to reach out with him. But it was really cool, really awesome experience. James Harrison, anywhere on the 2.7 program cables? They should be here this week. I was expecting them by now. They sent them by UPS. I think I got a tracking number late last week. So I should be getting them this week, because I know there's a lot of people that want them. The firmware they released takes care of almost all the issues. I think that's the way to go. I had a 2.7 motor in for repair today. It wasn't powering on. There was an issue with it, and I updated the firmware, and it took care of everything. But from now on, if you're ordering, new orders are going to have the new programming on them already. But if you have, an older 2.7 motor, you do need to upgrade the firmware. It's a free firmware, so it's super easy to do it, but you need to have that program cable, which is like $20 or something. And I should be getting a big batch of them, hopefully in this week. But China's on vacation. I don't know what New Year's it is, or what holiday it is, but I'm not getting any response from anybody, from any of my suppliers. And all my suppliers are in China, because there are no American manufacturers of anything. So if you guys are out there and you guys are manufacturers, or if you guys are engineers, I know there's a lot of you out there that could be making motors, motor kits. Do it. Willie, I think I did get your motor today for a repair. Yeah, I got something at the end of the day by UPS. I'm not going to say your name, but I think I did get it. Yes. So hopefully I'll get that on the bench tomorrow and repair it up for you. Yeah, and if you guys have motor issues, even if you didn't buy it from me, I repair all the motors, troubleshoot them, repair them. If you bought them from me, obviously I'll take care of you, whether it's in warranty or not. If it's in warranty, I repair everything, no cost. If it's out of warranty, I usually just do everything at cost. So it's super cheap. But if you didn't buy it from me, and you bought it somewhere else, obviously it's an arm and a leg for me to repair it. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Labor Day? Is it a Labor Day holiday? I don't know. It could be. But they're taking like a week off in China, which is super annoying. Let's see. Benji, I'm going back up. Sorry, I'm on my phone, so it makes hard. And I don't have Shane here to help me with the comments, so I'm trying to catch them all by myself. Regreasing the bearing, the nylon gear. Yeah, I always get it mixed up, but I think it is Mobile 28 or it's Mobile. I say it, I don't know. I always get it mixed up, and then I second guess myself. It's the pretty much you want to get any high synthetic lube, gear lube. the mobile, it's like there's one that's like pink and then there's one that's green. Honestly, what we used to do at my old shop, we would just take the Park Tool synthetic grease, which, they use it for all bearings and head tubes and stuff like that. We would use that in the nylon gears, and that worked way better than the stock grease that comes in there. So I would no grease at all. I'm confused by that. I've never heard that. So I would definitely put some high. Do your own. You could do your own due diligence, but do like a high synthetic grade gear lube. And you could get them at AutoZone, Amazon, whatever you want. Inside of the ring. I put the grease actually on the nylon gear, so it's on the outside. There should be grease on there. I've never opened one up and had it be bone dry. If it's bone dry, it's probably making noise. I would assume you're probably getting that like that whirring sound when it's bone dry. So yeah, usually, and then re-greasing it usually takes care of that sound. Oh, yeah, I haven't replaced too many of those. Thanks, Luke, for clarifying. I'm sorry, I'm like way behind on these comments because if it goes, I only see like 2 at a time. So if there's something back there, yeah, the clutch gear is different. So just, I guess, disregard what I'm saying because I'm not totally understanding. But the outside nylon gear, there should be some grease on there. They used to always put them with the white stuff on there, and we used to always just take them out and put in the new stuff. I haven't had too many issues. Coming with them stock now, I get asked that question a lot. People are like, when I get the new motor, should I take it apart and replace the gear? And I always say, or the gear grease, and I always say, no. Wait until you start hearing a noise from it, then do it. Or treat it like a car, every 3,000 miles, or if you hear it making a noise. If you start hearing that whirring, then do it. But yeah, let's see. Where can I find Tim Siemens 160 cranks? Are you talking about for the BBS02, BBS HD? Man, who was it that was telling me about this guy? He makes custom cranks. I want to say it was Debbie Schwartz that was telling me about the Bike Peddler. He's a guy he can make any crank you want. And I meant to reach out to him to get him some whatever cred. I don't know. But anyways, if you guys, I think it's called the Bike Peddler. If you just Google Bike Peddler crank arms, custom crank arms for Bafang or whatever, I'm sure he'll be the only one that pops up. But you could get any size you want. So if you need 160s, or if you're just settling for 160s and you actually need 155s or something, you could get any size you want. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, a crank arm is a very simple design. So yeah, check that out, Tim. Hopefully that helps you. Penguin, yeah. Let me know about that all road. I'm super curious. I'm curious, what do you think about the overall quality of the state bike compared to? I know you had a Kona Do, you've had a couple other bikes, so you have some things to, I guess, reference to. I'm curious about I've not had a state bike in yet. I became a dealer for them, and I really want to get some of their bikes in, but I'm kind of hesitant because I'm running out of real estate for motors and batteries and crucial bike stuff. But I do want to get some of their stuff in. But I'm curious to see what you think of the overall quality is. What's up, Michael? Michael's chiming in. How you doing? Thanks for staying up late. Sorry I'm running late tonight, guys. We had some internet issues, and that's why again, if you're just joining, that's why I'm here. We took a step backwards in production quality. Our budget got cut, and now we're in the basement. Was waiting on the DMO1, but just learned the DMO2 comes in fat. Yeah, so I always get mixed up. I asked them for a complete list of available bottom bracket sizes for the DMO1 and DMO2. I don't know if the DMO2 is going to come in the 120. I got to confirm with that. I think 110. I asked them for a 120. I don't know if it's going to be in a 120, but it'll be in a, I think 100 and a 110. So you could put it on like a North Rock or at least some fat bikes. But the DMO1 will definitely be doing the 120. I don't know about the DMO2 though. Stock components aren't the best. What did they kind of cheap out on? Was it like the group set? Like, is the shifter kind of base Penguin on that state bike? I'm kind of curious. Stock the wheels are crap. I wonder if they outsourced them from like a maybe not the greatest wheel builder or something. Is the BBS02 strong enough for a mountain bike with fat wheels? Yes. With an asterisk. The BBS02 is 90% of the power of the BBS HD. So it just kind of depends on how you're using it. I always tell people get the BBS02 unless, first of all, you need like a 100 millimeter or 120 millimeter bottom bracket. Or if you're going to be using the throttle a lot, or if you're putting on a cargo bike where you're going to be towing kids or dogs or luggage or whatever, just cargo, then go with the BBS HD. But if it's just going to be you and it's a commuter, the BBS02 is fine, even on a mountain bike, even on a fat bike. However, if it's a fat bike, you might not be able to use the BBS02 for it because they only come in 68, 73 millimeter bottom bracket sizes, which most fat bikes are not. They do have extenders that you could put on them, but in my opinion, those extenders, after you factor in the amount of time and effort that you need to do to, adapt the BBS02 to fit 120 millimeter and the cost of it, you should have just gotten the BBS HD. So keep that in mind. Yes, but as long as it physically will fit, I should say. State branded components, yeah, but they could be rebranded. You had a problem with the brakes. It sounds like the frames are nice. I feel like most bikes have good frames. I think I had a gravity bike once. That frame probably was not the greatest. I'm saying that but any small, generally very good. At least good enough for an electric conversion. It's just, it's the components. That's where they could cheap out on and save money. Yeah, Michael, if you got the Dolomite ALX, I don't know if that DMO1 is going to come in the 120. If it did, that would be pretty cool, especially if you got the ALX one, because the old steel one was super heavy, and you definitely needed the BBS HD for that. But the new ALX version is, man, that's that's the most improved player. They should do every year, a most improved bike award. And the Dolomite ALX should have gotten it whenever it came out, 2 or 3 years ago? It's a little side tangent. I have not gotten in contact with High Voltage. I need to. Everybody keeps saying that. I know I need to. I need to just. I need more time. Or I need help. I need somebody at the shop to help me do stuff like that. But let's see. 54 miles an hour. Holy crap, dude. What bike do you have that on? You got it on on a hardtail mountain bike, don't you? But yeah, 72. You're running 72 volt, I believe, too. So 72 volt, 54 miles an hour. I easily believe that. You bought just the frame. Interesting. Poseidon bikes. I feel like I've heard of that. What's their claim to fame? Are they good price, or are they just really cool bikes? Are they unique? Kind of curious. I'm not totally familiar with Poseidon bikes. Let's see. DMO1 is supposed to be 120. Yes, there is the 120. I think came out a couple weeks ago. They said they were supposed to have it by the end of April. So I said include those on my next order. I have not heard back from them though, and then they went on Chinese Labor Day. So just kind of, I'm waiting from responses from a bunch of suppliers from CYC 27. I'm waiting for a bunch of responses for stuff, for orders and product availability and all that stuff. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need an assistant. It's probably going to happen this summer, I think. I think I might be putting an ad up for like a shop assistant, just helping me out in the shop with stuff. Shane's helping me out with stuff too. So, but I think this might be the year for just a full-time shop helper. So keep that in mind. If anybody's in the Vancouver area, keep your ear to the ground. Oh, you got the Schwinn Axum you built that on? That doesn't, for some reason, that didn't even look like it. So you're running, that must be 80 amps, I think, if I remember correct. Yeah, your bike is kind of a beast. Speaking of, I just got a 72 volt battery in, 40 amp hour. I just got one in, just a sample, just to try it. I was thinking about putting it on a motorcycle, but I offered it up for sale too, in case anybody wants it or needs it before I ever get around, because it's going to be a while before I get to these motorcycles. But 72 volt, 40 amp hour, 150 amp continuous output, which is insane. I had them specialty made. Could be for an e-bike thing, but that's like 11,000 watts. 11,000 watts on a e-bike, I think, would just shred any component. So it's really more for a motorcycle. But yeah, if anybody is looking for something high performance and high capacity, I got one. I got one for you. Let's see. Are the parts list for the Fat Tire Monster available? If you're talking about a video, I always try to put parts lists on a link in the descriptions to every video that I do. Every build video, I try to put parts. So if everyone's like, oh, that's my bike, or I want to do that exactly, go to the description. I try to carry all the parts there and links, direct links, so you can just go and do that. So hopefully that's it. Walter, you sent a comment, chat rejected it. What? Sorry, man. I think it's that Nightbot thing. We have an automated thing, but I don't know. Sorry about that. Maybe it was too long. I don't know. Try it again. Try it again in shorter things. Maybe it'll let it come through in bits. Sorry, Walter. If it was me, I would let every comment of yours come through. What was the response to your motorized motorcycle at the show? Did your presentation go well? I didn't do a presentation. So it was literally like they just accepted my motorcycle to be shown there. And people just it was 300 bikes. You guys really should go check it out. Go to type in the1motoshow.com and just go check it out. I mean, it's insane. I got so much footage from it. I'm going to be working on editing a video for it. And I'm like, I don't even know how to tell this story and show it. I mean, it's a motorcycle show. It's a car show, custom motorcycle show, custom auto show. They have motorcycle stunt riders. I mean, if you guys check my Instagram page, I put a bunch of like stuff up there, motorcycle stunts, bicycle stunts, skateboarding stunts. You could test ride. They had Indian motorcycles there and they had Triumphs there. I really wanted to test ride the Triumph Scrambler 400X. I think that's like my number one motorcycle right now that I'm coveting, but that's gas powered. I always want to, I keep thinking, I'm like, I can get the 400X, ride it till the motor blows out, and then I'll outfit it with a QS motor, 8,000 watt motor, and blah blah blah, and then it'll be awesome. But yeah, the One Moto Show. I didn't do a presentation. Nobody ever wants me to speak at any of these events, which is fine. It's probably for the better. But no, it's just people go and they just look at your bike and you look at everybody else's bike, and I think I was one of 4 retrofitted motorcycle conversions. So it was me and like 4 total of bikes that were converted from gas into electric, which was really cool. Out of 300, it was really cool. There was a couple zero motorcycles that some people had like painted, and there was a couple, like electric motorcycles that people kind of put some accessories on it, and they were showing those. But people that took a gas motorcycle and converted into electric, I think I was one of 4, which is really cool. I felt really proud about that, and I'm just really excited about doing more of these. I want that to be almost like a subject on this channel of converting motorcycles. And a lot of you people, a lot of these people that I talk to every day, I don't mean to say you people, but you guys want to be making motorcycles out of bicycles. And you hear a lot people saying just get a motorcycle. And there's a fine line, because there's something about, and Benji could probably speak to this, there's something about doing 50 miles an hour on a bicycle that gets your heart rate going like crazy that going 50 on a big motorcycle won't. However, it's because it's extremely dangerous and illegal, and probably should be. But we're all trusting Benji that he's doing this on his closed circuit, private property land, which I'm sure you are. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But yeah, anyways, I really do think, so I have that gene where I do like to go fast on motorcycles, not crazy fast, not stupid fast, but I like building. There's something about building a motorcycle where you touch every single part of it, and then you get on it and you could ride and have super fast acceleration and go 70 miles an hour on it and know that you built every single thing about it. That's what we get from building our custom e-bikes, right? I mean, all you guys on here that are custom builders, you get that same feeling, right? Am I right? That when you built your custom e-bike, you took the bottom bracket out, you did this stuff or whatever. Or even if you didn't, even if you had somebody build it for you, like, that this bike was not, this kind of wasn't supposed to be this way, but it is, and it's amazingly fun. And that's it. Just motorcycles are the next step up. Anyways, I'm kind of going off on the deep end here, but let's see. Yeah, Roddy Piper. Yeah. Whoa, you get 46 on your Roscoe? That's crazy. What did we put on that? Was that just a BBS02 or BBS HD? Wow, 105 amps. Benji's got 105 amps on his bike. So where'd you get your battery that could put out 105 amps? I'm kind of curious about that. Let's see. What do we got here? Cool. Thanks, Oz. Appreciate it. He says he found the videos helpful while building his bike. Appreciate that. Not sure what rabbit means. I just see rabbit. As I enjoy your other videos outside of just informational video. I feel like they're all just informational tutorial videos. I don't know what other videos I have, but thank you. Appreciate it. Luke, I'm just talking to Luke here. Everybody else can go to the restroom. He's talking about the Triumph Scrambler. Sorry, I'm way behind on. This is what happens when I go on a tangent. I lose behind on comments. Do you like 250 quads, not 3-wheelers? I like them all. I grew up riding a 3-wheeler. One of my best friends had a 3-wheeler. It was a old Honda. I think it was like an 80. But we would get that thing up to like 50 miles an hour. I think I got my first concussion falling off of that. We were towing each other, and he was towing me on a bicycle behind it. And he took a hard right, and the tow rope went slack, and then all of a sudden it just went and got really tight, and I went flying and smashed my head on the ground. So yeah, I have a fond memory of 3-wheelers. So-and-so says that's the 4th time I just said that story. Sorry. Okay. Lots of motorcycle brands are releasing smaller displays. I know, it's crazy. There are a lot more like the Svartsvillain 401. I like that one, and then I saw it in person. I kind of wasn't a huge fan of it. There's another scrambler. Ducati's got a scrambler too. I think it's a 400. Both of those look pretty cool. So I don't know. Maybe if I find one that's used or something, I might have to pick one up. What's the Honda MC? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. The MC22. Man, you should get into. I'm telling you guys, get into motorcycle conversions. It's not as hard. It's a lot more wiring, though. So you got to have a little bit more patience with wiring. But I do hope, after I do a few of these motorcycle conversions, I want to make a very an in-depth video showing how to do it so that it's not intimidating. Because this first motorcycle I did, super intimidated. Thought I'm like, I'm gonna bail on this halfway through. Ended up not, and ended up being like, okay, I could repeat this. I could do this again. Like, and if the second time will be easier, third, fourth, 50 gets easier. Just like e-bike conversions. The first one I did was like, oh my gosh, what am I? I can't do this. And then the second one is like, okay, maybe I can. And then, boom. So yes, find an old donor motorcycle for like a couple $100. Hopefully something with a clean title. I just got 2 old Yamaha XS650s for $800, 2 of them with clean titles. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to sell the motors, hopefully, so I'll get some money back. Oh, okay, Walter. Okay, I'm back with you, Walter. The anomaly that happens when I lose power or turn the power off when I'm riding your BBS02. Yeah, what? Sorry, yeah, you probably need to explain that a little bit more. I can't remember. There are some, I was just talking with somebody today that came into the shop, and he was explaining a ghost in his Bafang system. There are some ghosts that kind of show up every once in a while, and I feel like sometimes flashing the controller will take care of it. Just rewriting the program, maybe change one little part of the code and then rewrite it, kind of takes care of a lot of the problems. But his problem was, I think sometimes the throttle like doesn't work, and then he'll pedal backwards, and then the throttle will work. It's like that. I haven't heard that one before, but that's pretty crazy. Let's see. Benji says 675. I'm not sure what that is. Is that an internal conversation going? Thanks, Luke. Appreciate ya. Hopefully I get it, but I'm not sure if I do all the time. Yeah, Michael, that made me laugh. That's funny. Yeah, I like the 250R. Which 250R? Are you talking about the quads? Because I think there's a couple different 250Rs. I'm thinking of was it the Yamaha 250R? Oh, that's the WR I think I'm thinking of. That was like an $8,000 250cc dual sport, which is insane. I wonder how many of those they sold. Yeah, 45 miles an hour. Congratulations, Penguin. 45 is, yeah, I think I hit 45 one time on my Benno going down the super steep hill, and I was like, okay, don't hit a pothole. It was at night too. I was like, don't hit a pothole. Of course. Custom built battery. Oh, you built that battery yourself? I think I know that. Why do I always forget this stuff? Did you use a BMS, Benji, in that? And if so, I'm assuming you did not use a BMS, but I am kind of curious if you did. Let me know if you did use a BMS. Oh yeah, Luke is on the same page with me. He wants to know. Was about to build a new bike with a BBS HD, but now with all the torque sensing alternatives, I'm confused. This is a thing where I think a lot of people, they see the torque sensing motors and they're like, this is what I want. It's a different tool, I would say. A torque sensing motor, it's like a flathead and a Phillips. One isn't necessarily better. They're just different. I always tell people, if you have mobility issues, say you got knee problems and riding your bike is starting to get really hard, you might not want to go with a torque sensing motor. I think a cadence sensing motor is going to be a little bit better for you because you're just adding to the motor power. The torque sensing is the motor's adding to your power. So if all of a sudden I get a lot of people, I do a lot of consultations with people. They tell me like, my knee, sometimes it just goes out and then I'm done. So I need to have a throttle. I need to have this. And I'm like, well, if you just want to add a little bit of power that you're comfortable with, go with the cadence, go with the Bafang. Those things are, first of all, they're pretty much bulletproof, super easy to repair, replace stuff. Everything is just, and it's better on your joints because you don't need to be putting in input to get the same amount of speed as like a torque sensor. Yes, you can dial things in with programming to make them kind of behave, no matter where you at, say you're here and a cadence sensor will get you up to here. A torque sensor will get you up to here. You could dial them in to kind of get them. So no matter who you are, you'll be happy with them. But if you're not totally 100% convinced that you need a torque sensor, like if you haven't been riding e-bikes for a while, you might not need a torque sensor. It may not be as important as you think. I love riding my Benno, which is a BBS HD cadence sensor. I really enjoy riding that one. I ride my Photon, my Specialized Roll Photon, and then it's weird when I ride each one back to back. I appreciate each one. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this feeling. And I each time I switch bikes, I go, I like this feeling. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, Walter. Yeah, maybe you gotta call in with that. Call in on Wednesday. We're getting new internet on Friday. So I'm gonna be working off my hotspot until Friday, but it's not enough to power the internet and power a live stream and stuff. So sorry, Walter, but yeah, Wednesday definitely yeah, Wednesday call in for sure. We'll open up the phone lines again. The M622 is a 20,000 red line, inline 4. What? 250? Is that a new bike or what? Which one is that one? Maybe I'm not familiar with that one. I'm picturing the really small, like a much smaller bike. I'll have to look that one up. Thanks for passing that along. I love those small displacement motorcycles for some reason. Yeah, I just want to convert them all into electric to give them more power. Thanks, Luke. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, you're right. I thought about that. I'm like, man, if I didn't already have my motorcycle license, how would I get it? Because part of the testing, at least in the states that I've gotten them in, is it's like you have to do a quick acceleration, get into second gear, and then do a quick brake and then turn. But an electric motorcycle, most of the time you don't have a gearbox. However, I am working on getting 3,000 watt mid-drive motors for motorcycles with a 4-speed gearbox, which will be awesome because then you're essentially multiplying that 3,000 watt. You don't need crazy power. Essentially, I don't know if you guys could see this. This is my CT 110. I bought this one hoping that it would eventually die one day and I would convert it into electric. And a motor like that, a 3,000 watt motor with a 4-speed gearbox would be perfect for this little motorcycle. Because, yeah, it weighs like 180 pounds or something, and yeah, that would be perfect. Let's see. I am from America. I'm assuming you are from Australia, Casey, because you called me mate. Let's see. Have you seen those tiny Razor mini bike conversions people are doing, putting 11,000? No, I haven't seen those. I'm assuming they're hub motors. Oh, and I will say, I think I was one of 3 electric motorcycle conversions that did a mid-drive. Mid-drives are more, a little bit more in depth, obviously, but you get more out of it. You get to dial in the gear ratio. You get to dial in that performance. So yeah, I strongly recommend doing a mid-drive conversion if you're doing whatever kind of bike, whatever you're doing on 2 wheels or 3 wheels or 4 wheels, do a mid-drive. You could change the performance. You could do a whole lot of stuff. Oh, okay, cool, Benji. Thanks for tuning in. 125 amp. That's pretty cool. All right. Can I run on a base runner with just a speed wire, not sending any signal? I'm not sure. You'll have to ask Grin. I think you're talking about the Grin base runner. Not sure. I doubt it. I'm not sure what you mean by the speed wire. You mean the phase wires? Most of them are going to need, you might be able to do hall-less setup. I know their phase runner, I think, used to be able to run hall-less without a hall sensor, but I'm not 100% sure anymore. I haven't messed with their base runner, so I can't really help you there. Maybe somebody else can chime in. Let's see. Yeah, Brett Fielder got used to, you get used to it, to stamina versus, I'm sorry, cadence versus, I'm reading Michael Sprinzell's comment, and I'm trying to think. I'm having two different conversations in my head. Today was a long day. I'm telling you guys, it was a long day. It's really hard trying to operate a busy business without internet on a super slow hotspot off your phone. Since I'm probably better just sending letters in the mail to people, correspondence. Yeah, Walter, you're gonna have to call in with that to explain it. But I definitely think it's pretty interesting. MC, oh, it's an old 1990. Oh, interesting. That makes them kind of cool though. If they weren't imported to America, get the MC22. Let's see. Love Bafang. You should, yeah, Michael. I do think you should try a good cadence sensing, and maybe the 2.7, super cheap way to dip your toe in the water. So yeah, that may be the good way to go. 3 wheels are great. Doing we just had a first trike in a long time come through our door. That's going to be going home this week. I'm going to be making a video on that trike. Super fun. I'm just like, I got to get a trike, a recumbent trike, a delta trike, tadpole trike, if you will. Love trikes. So much fun. Man, we're getting a lot of bots here, I think, or a lot of spammers, but it's all right. The Razor bikes. Oh, single speed. They are mid-drive, huh? That's kind of cool. Lots of Amish on hub motor trikes in my area. I wonder why they're on the trikes. You must be in Ohio, Luke, huh? You're in Ohio? You don't need, Ohio or Pennsylvania? Yeah, it's a good idea, Benji. Benji says make a channel. I think they're in the Discord. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Discord, there should be a link at the top of the comments. Go there. Yeah, you could post questions in there. I think I have like kind of a channel in there that you can post to. But yeah. Let's see. But yeah, not a bad idea. Or you could even just message me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe don't message me directly, because then my inbox gets flooded more so than it already is. Let's see. Thanks, Whitney. She's got some of these spammers. Any close competitors for Bafang engines nowadays? 2.7. I mean, I would say 2.7 is pretty close competitor. The thing that Bafang has is just the accessories. You want to get a light kit. You want to get a bunch of displays. You want to get a bunch of extension cables. You want to get a bunch of... Bafang has just got everybody beat by 100 miles. CYC, I would say, is close in the accessories and just the accessories. I guess for them, they have a lot of speed extension cables. They have their headlight kit. I just wish I had a brake kit or a tail light kit as well. But yeah, I would say 2.7 is probably the closest to Bafang for a competitor. The DMO1 for the BBS HD, it's better pricing. It's torque sensing, but you can kind of turn that off and make it more cadence if you want. So, yeah. 2.7 is definitely a competitor of it, but Bafang is still top of the mountain. I mean, everybody's still chasing Bafang. We're going to see how the dust settles and give it like a year or two. We'll see how it goes. There's different sub-mountains that certain other motors are winning. I would say CYC is probably winning the software race, like best user interface race. I'm not meaning to rhyme. But robustness, Bafang's beating CYC. If you want reliability, Bafang is beating CYC. Bafang is still the best for reliability, I would say. So we'll see. But 2.7 is still so new. We don't know how it's gonna go. Let's see, Rich, you make it up. BBS02 mountain bike, best guides on YouTube. I appreciate that. I've driven 20,000 kilometers. or 20,000 miles or 20 kilometers. 20 kms. That's either 20 kilometers or 20,000 miles. The anodized coating is coming off most teeth. What would you say is normal? Off the teeth of what? Off of the big planetary gear, the reduction gear, or off of the nylon gear. There's a couple different gears in there. There's the pinion gear. I would say if you got 20,000 miles, yeah, everything is normal. Just replace the gears when they go bad, but I would ride it until it breaks. Yes, Jay, I do know I got a haircut. Can you see this thing flapping in the wind? I meant to do a haircut before this, but today was just nuts. So, and I also need to trim my beard because my mustache is getting into my mouth, but I am just way too busy to cut my own hair. So, yeah, they need mobile haircut places so they could come to my shop while I'm doing a consultation. They could just cut my hair. That would be a great business idea for you guys. Yes, Lecky does make cranks as well. Forgot about that. I think they're 160s and 170s, I want to say. It's hard to keep it all on the top of my head because CYC has 165s and 175s, and then Lecky has 170s. It's just like everything is, you know. Let's see, A series Yeah, I'm curious. CYC sells batteries, and I've always been hesitant to buy their stuff. They look like great batteries. I'm super curious why they don't carry a 72 volt battery to go with their X1 Pro. Something that can do, 72 volts, 100, whatever I think they just upped it to like 120 amps that motor can handle or something. I want them to come out with a 72 volt battery that can handle that. Right now, it's just been 52 volt stuff that puts out big amperage. But I'm like, I'd rather just carry the batteries that I have that put out the same amount of power, but they're more universal. They use different docking plates, so I could use them with Bafang, 2.7, CYC. They're compatible with every single motor. Instead, if you buy a CYC battery, you're not as flexible to go across. If you have, if you're like me or like a lot of these guys here on this chat, you've got multiple e-bikes in your shed, your shop, your living room if you're in New York, your living room, kitchen, bedroom / bathroom. So you want to have one battery that'll work with everything. And with most bikes, you just get different cradles that fit whatever motor system you have. So the CYC, that's my one complaint about the CYC batteries. Yeah, Michael's right about that. Yep, Luke Walker is right about what Michael said. Yeah, the phase runner will do haul list. I don't know if the base runner will, though. No 20 km. No, I don't think you're right. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Yeah, modularity in batteries, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can see I got the Ryobi stuff too. Not quite ready to switch over to the Milwaukee stuff. I'm not a contractor, more of a the weed whacker. I like the Ryobi stuff, but yeah, have 2 big batteries, 3 big batteries, and then a whole bunch of tools. That's what you want to have with your e-bikes. Have 1 or 2 batteries and have 10 e-bikes. You don't need to get a battery for each one. And just so you know, we're running at 50 minutes. We're probably going to call it. We're over 7 o'clock now. Michael Sprinzel's got to get up early in the morning, and he's on the East Coast, so I don't want to keep him up tonight. And my back is starting to cramp up. I've been standing. Shouldn't have been standing. Should have gotten a good chair, but I didn't. Let's see. So you like using small triangle bag batteries that can be used? Yeah, triangle batteries too. You don't need a mounting plate at all. You just unvelcro it, unstrap it, whatever, and you can put it on any battery or any frame. Let's see, Walter, does the thing have a tail light kit that can plug in? Do you mean does Bafang? If you're talking about Bafang, yes, Bafang has 2 different kits. I'm assuming you're saying Bafang. I think you're doing speech to text, Walter. I'm reading your mind. They do have So they have a couple different options for lights. They have a headlight for the BBS02 and BBS HD. They're different connectors, although they may be changing that. They also have a tail light that same thing. It runs off the same connector, off of that little 6-volt output that comes out of the motor. It's a tail light, and it's selectable by your display, so you could turn it on and off. You could split it, so you could run a headlight and tail light. You could do them modularly, add one, both, or one or the other. Or there's the deluxe light kit that I carry that plugs in, like goes in line with the main wiring harness that has a brighter headlight, tail light, a working brake light with turn signals built into the brake light, and a super loud horn. I really like that one. If you have a Bafang kit, that's my official Johnny Nerd Out pick, my product pick. Not just trying to be a salesman here. It's more of like just as an enthusiast. That's my kit. That's my light kit that I go with. That Bafang light kit, the deluxe light horn kit, whatever. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's go back up. Question: is there a way to measure the charge on battery? I just mount it on the bike and look at its display. Can I measure it with a voltmeter? Yeah, and the 500C display will also show you your voltage. It's fairly accurate, I would say, within like half of a volt. You could also take a voltmeter, take the battery off, put it on the prongs. Usually it's the furthest away prongs. You want to put that on there. Negative doesn't really matter. You're either going to get a negative voltage, but it'll say the same voltage. Let's see. Okay, Larry, send her my way. I got a lot of hair. Tell her to bring a big garbage bag for all the hair. Sorry, bald people making bald jokes or a lot of hair jokes is the easy. It's a low-hanging fruit joke, so the joke police out there is going to come and get me. Let's see. I don't know, Penguin, if 2.7 is looking at making a good taillight brake. I keep telling them, like, you should. Like, that's huge. For me, that's what I'm at, but it may not be a big money maker, but I think it could. All right, thanks, Michael. Michael gave us the okay to keep going. He says he doesn't have to get up early morning, but all right. I look like Joshua Tomer. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming he's a really interesting fella. The horn has literally saved my life. There you go. Penguin has said it. I can agree. I don't doubt it. The thing is super loud. Yeah, the lights are dying. I think you need to just get a whole new light. I don't have any parts for it. I just get the light. I just get the whole kits. I haven't torn one apart yet to the, what's it called, cannibalize it. So unfortunately, at the moment, you'll have to just get a whole new kit. But for $59, it's not the end of the world for a whole new light kit. Thinking about making a single-speed e-bike, what mid-drive should I use? That would depend on your use case. What kind of bike is it? How fast do you plan on going? Do you have hills? How much pedaling are you planning on doing? Any mid-drive would work, but it kind of depends. If you're like, oh, I want to do 50 miles an hour, I don't ever want to pedal, go with the X1 Pro. If you're like, I just want a little extra boost, I got it geared so that I'm going to be doing 12 miles per hour at 80 RPM, you could go with anything. Go with the Tongsheng 500 watt. It really depends. There's a lot more stuff I'd want to know, but you could go with a BBS HD, and it's all about the gearing. You know, if you just want to be totally safe, go BBS02, BBS HD, and just gear it. Make sure whatever your rear cog is and your front chainring, just play with it so that you're not going to burn out your motor. All right, cool, Benji. I'll try to take a look at it. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time tonight to do that. I've just been running around with my chicken's head cut off. I think that's the phrase. But yeah, we're getting stuff done. It's busy season now. It's starting to get busy, full swing, which is awesome. Excited. Every summer, it's awesome. I'm truly grateful that I have support from people. It's not just me and my whatever, my aunt supporting me. So I really do appreciate you guys, and I really do try to work hard to keep you guys in good graces when you guys order from the shop, JohnnyNerdOut.com. I try to do my best to give you the fastest shipping, even if it sometimes costs me more than it costs to ship it to you. Try to give you guys the best customer service. Try to give you guys, if you guys have problems, I try to email you the same day within a couple of hours. I try to answer phone calls if you try to call me if you got problems or if you need help with stuff. I try to answer phone calls. But yeah, anyways, all right, we're running out of time, guys. Just want to say thank you and appreciate you guys for hanging out for this low budget live stream. Let me know how you guys liked it. But yeah, all right, cool. Thanks, Benji. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Luke. Thanks. Thank you all the regulars that come in here, and thank you for all the new people that also came out here and checked us out. We weren't sure what this was all about, but it's good to see the new people and the regulars. So thank you all guys all. So all right, thanks guys. I'll see you later.